the North Division. It's time for our first game of the competition between Aisti Sport and Sport Ukraine. Let's introduce the two teams, starting with Sport. Number 1, Vasil Oinek. 2, Vinis Sidorenko. 3, Vitaly Hoponenko. 4, Yanopi Tishenenko. Number 5, Romion Zahalin. And number 7, Alexander Topukov. The coach is Fede Dubrovin. And the team doctor, Victoria Pochumailo. And now introducing Aisti Sports. Number 2, Phil Monton. Number 5, Leo Hinson. 6, Marcus Dumaki. 7, Yano Batila. And number 8, Mika Honke. On staff is Alexia Atola. Your 2 referees from Finland, Jana Hokas. And from Portugal, Tiago Oliveira. And your 2 10-second timers are Patrick Larsen and Sami Hankinen. Thank you, let's play!
So a very good morning everyone and welcome to the Super European Goalball League Champions League Division North 2023. My name is Bradley Hope and I'm joined by Florim Sedemetti for what is going to be a festival of goalball this weekend. The best players with the best teams going head to head for a place in the finals in Lithuania in June. There are 10 clubs competing at the tournament this weekend. It is a record for the North Division. So Florin, off we go with our first game between Aisti Sport and Sport Ukraine. Excited?
Yeah, very. I don't know what I've done to earn such a privilege. I've been to the World Championships and looked at the best teams in the world, and now I'm here to look at the best club teams in Europe. So the first game here is between Aisti on the left hand side, and we have Parasport Ukraine on the right hand side, and it's basically the Finnish national team minus some players against the Ukrainian national team. So it's going to be a great start to this tournament.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, the likes of Marcus Tuomaki, Vil Montanen were scoring plenty of goals at the European B Championships that took place in Portugal in November against an Sport team that have got a lot of pedigree and a lot of experience, haven't they, Florim?
Yeah, and also a bronze medal from the Worlds just a couple of months ago. So they are really on the top level, and they start with regular players if we look at Aisti on the left-hand side, they start with Jarno Matila, number 7, on the left-hand side. We have Mika Honkanen on center, and we have Markus Timohaki on the right-hand side. For Parasport, we have number 1, Vasil Olenek on the right-hand side, just as usual. Then we have Alexander Toporkov on center, but we don't have Rodion Juhalin that he usually plays on the left-hand side. He starts on the bench. Instead, we have Vitali and Eugenik Tsuhanenko on the left-hand side, but he's also a player that gets a lot of court time.
So off we go, and it's going to be Aisti Sport to throw first this morning on the right of the 3. Goes down the middle, and it's a comfortable save in the midriff, diving to his right. And now the first throw for Inversport. Olnik on that far right side of the court. As you look on the live stream, just tipped around the left post. And now the response. Matila, far left side, goes down that far side. It's saved, popped up into the air in those luminous yellow shirts. Inversport Ukraine against the black shirts of Aisti, and that one just needed saving on the goal line. Inversport looked like they mean business this morning, Florian.
Yeah, they have really gone it in the offense so far, and a very close shot there from Marcus. A small bouncing ball, it was just saved by the feet of Tsuhanenko.
The response there saved on the line by Markus Timohaki. 17 goals at the European B Championships, and the throw comes from the far left side by Matila. That's pushed wide on this near side of the court.
It's feeling out process a little bit here. You can see that and we have the first goal.
There we go, first one of these championships, and it's a great start for Inversport Ukraine. They were out warming up early this morning, and they have got the first goal of this North Division Champions League. Can Aisti respond straight away? No, not this time. Just a reminder, our 2 referees from Finland, Yanni Ahokas and Tiago Oliveira from Portugal. Tiago on the far side of the court in their black t-shirts, referees' t-shirts. There's the response down the far side. And quick throw again by Olnek that just bounces towards the near side of the goal. It's picked up by Markus Timohaki, stands tall and leans on the crossbar and throws down the middle. It's tipped over the crossbar, and that's the closest they've come really to threatening a goal this morning.
Yeah, but it's in a very awkward bounce also, with a lot of front forward spin that touches the center on the belly and just crosses the post.
Dishinenko now. That was out straight away. So a reminder, we have 2 groups in this North Division. This one is coming from Pool A, so Group A, which consists of Aisti Sport, Napaya, Inversport, Birmingham and Kanitsa.
We just had a post from Vitali, a straight shot down the line, and touches the post on Matila's left-hand post.
So just over 2 minutes gone then in our first game of the North Division. Here is Olnek, goes down the centre and whips one to that far left corner of the goal. It's just pushed around the post by Matila. Just hands over responsibility to his teammate on his near side of the court, Markus Timohaki. Can he find a way through? No, not this time. And it's going to be Dishinenko who's going to reply for Inversports with a bit of whip to that ball, a bit of fizz off the court. Oh, power behind that one as it crosses over the line and goes into the back of the net, and that's the first goal of this North Division for Aisti Sport, and it's Matila who gets it for Aisti Sport. Good response since going behind.
Yeah, very beautiful, smooth shot into the gap on the left-hand side, from the left post into the gap. Just bad reaction with the legs of Vitali.
Timohaki now. On this near side, goes down the near side of the court, comfortably saved. Dishinenko replies, goes down the middle, and it's off the line from Matila with that first goal for Aisti Sport in this North Division, and he puts a lot of power behind that one, and it's taken two of them to get behind the goal line to stop it going over the line. And here comes the response for Sport, goes down that far side of the court, good diving save to the left. It's a fast-paced game this morning.
Yeah, after the feeling up process in the beginning, now you can see that both teams are really pushing the pace now, and you can see that especially on Jan Mathias to last throws, he has a lot of momentum in the throw, so it's difficulty to defend against.
And a quick response, just trying to catch out in the sports. Mika Honkanen in the number 8 shirt. Thrown down his near side, hits the post, cannons off the post, and goes wide. That was nearly the perfect response for Sport to go back in front. Istiomaki, 360-degree throw that just skims along the court. And here comes the response for Sport. Cross-court effort that's parried wide. These are the best of the best in that club goal ball. And at the moment it's turning into a real good intense game between these two sides. Quick throw down the centre, saved by the legs. Honkanen. Tuomaki now on this near side of the court, throwing from left to right as his effort blocked. It's a good effort down the middle. It's just getting that fizz and whip to the ball.
Yeah, and it's a very similar throw to the throw that he scored on, because as a short center it's very difficult to defend against throws like that when you have a tall player that releases the ball so far away from his own body. It's difficult to read the angle of that throw.
Tuomaki with the throw down this near side as his effort blocked, and the response will come from Tishanenko. Just leans on the post and hurls it down the centre of the court. They're starting to really get some power behind these throws. They've stretched out the muscles, they've warmed up, and they are getting into their game. And that one was just tipped around the post.
But I'm missing the movement. All the players are throwing from their own spots all the time, so they don't really test and now we have the first movement here from Italy, from the right side to the left side, first cross court, and we have the first goal.
There we go.
You read my mind.
The first change and alteration of throw, and it produces a second goal for Sport Ukraine. They now take that 2-1 lead. Can Aisti Sport respond? Tuomaki down this near side, goes across the court, bounces up into the air, and just balls gracefully into the hands of Oelnik on that far right side, and he responds with a bouncing effort that's just pushed around the post. See that to be saved by the shins of Tishanenko on this left side. He opts to stay on this near side, throws down the left side of the court. And it's Tuomaki. So a quarter of this game gone, and it's a close one. Sport leading by 2 goals to 1. Cross-court effort again. That's Matila just blocks on the far left side of the court. Matila responds and goes back towards Tishanenko. And we're going to have Oelnik, who's actually just takes the ball on this near side, but Scarpa's out to that far right side. A dummy run. Tishanenko, Oelnik throws, but it's well wide. That's the first sort of real use we've seen of those dummy runs on this on the court this morning.
Yeah, and now because the defense has been very solid in both teams, they realize that they need to do something else than just throwing from their own posts. So and it's a good method to use, but also to change the pace in the throws while a little bit more. I think would be a little bit more dangerous for them.
So we are here in Espoo, the Super European Goalball League Champions League North Division. Of course, we have the South Division in Lyon next weekend. We have 10 teams competing here at the North Division, all vying for a spot to play in the finals in Lithuania. Quick play here from both sides as Mika Honkanen just takes it, ball in the midriff. Honkanen just goes down the centre and is saved by the legs, prevents the ball over, and Inversport will throw again here with Tishanenko. The pouncing effort saved by the legs, just sandwiched in between the feet of Mika Honkanen. Mattila now with a response and gets the goal. Mattila's on fire this morning. That's his second. And Aisti Sport level up the game. It's 2-2 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining of this first half. Mattila been impressive this morning at Flora.
Yeah, very, especially his offense, because Mattila hasn't played in the national team for quite some time, so I haven't seen him for a long time. But I think that his offense is on very high level.
There's Olnek with the throw cross court. That was out straight from the throat from Mattila. So for Aisti, just a reminder, we have Vil Montanen and Leo Hintsanen who are on the bench for Aisti. Players they can bring on, and it's a save that's just tipped over the crossbar by Tiumaki.
But very sloppy in the defense. He was laying backwards with his knee in the front of his body. That's why it tipped his front knee and just tipped the post.
Tiumaki with the response down the near side of the court. Fede Sidorenko, Rodion Zahalin and Vitaly Hapanenko on the bench for Inversport Ukraine. They've brought 6 players with them, and that one just goes wide of the near post.
We have 3 minutes 40 seconds remaining of the first half. We have 2 goals for Aisti and 2 goals for Inversport.
Tishanenko now put some power behind that one. You can sort of see the strain in his muscles. He hurled it down the near side of the court. Tiumaki whips one towards that far right side. It's well wide in the end. Oh, and it's almost just punched away on that far side of the court.
And it's a very beautiful movement from Vitaly. You see him, he stands on the post, goes into the court about 2 meters, then throws back to the post. And it's very difficult as a defender to read the angles.
Quick response here. Net goes down the middle. Honkanen is there, and he replies quickly as well, going towards that far side. Just didn't get the power that was desired. Net now will throw down the centre of the court. Can he stop the ball over? He can. Oh no. And it's going to be a timeout here called. First timeout of this game and of this North Division here in Espoo. It's a really nice venue here in Espoo with wooden seating on either side of the court, with an arching roof with wood panels going over the top of the court. And there are windows over on the far side of the court from where myself and Florian are sat in the commentary box, and we just see the snow just on the tree branches. It's certainly cold here in Finland.
It is, and we have some referees here from Portugal that isn't really used to the cold here, if you say it like that.
Minus 14, I believe, a couple of days ago. It's just slightly getting a bit warmer than that, but it's still a bit bitterly cold. Cross-court effort saved by the midriff of Mattila. Mattila, 2 goals already this morning, trying to get his third, and that one goes wide off the far right post. So Aisti Sports finished 7th in the SEGL final stage last year. As for Inversport, they didn't participate in last season's Super European Goalball League. However, they did win it in 2021. That was in Portugal when they had just one final stage. They didn't have the North and South split division. They just went straight to the final stage. Inversport beating Sporting 7-5 in the final in Matosinhos back in 2021. Back to the action on the courts, and it's a throw from this near side from Tishanenko. Tiamaki gets his body behind it. So 2 minutes to go in this first half. First half of the North Division.
There's a small gap on the left-hand side of the Ukrainian defense here between Toprakov and Tuhanenko on the feet, so that could be used from. And now we have Mattila here on the right-hand side. Throws onto the post. I think they're trying to open up the gap by throwing out to the post to bring out Tuhanenko to cover more of the post.
So from that, I think that was from that. Was that from that timeout that the coaches can obviously make the players aware? Is that something that, as a coach, you want to obviously filter that information to your players through the timeouts?
Yeah, for sure. Just to give them the information about the gaps or the tendencies of the gaps to open up, and you can see that they're really working hard on Tuhanenko's post here to bring him out more to the post.
Just comes to the left of Toprakov down the centre and scores. That had a bit of venom to it. And it's 3-2 to Inversport with just over a minute remaining.
Yeah, and you can see Olenek, he goes from the right-hand side to the left-hand side of the centre and then throws back close to the centre. And centre has to gamble a little bit and went to the wrong side.
Does exactly the same once again and goes down the middle. Hankinen is there to save it. Can he stop the ball over? He can. Does well. Good reactions to get off his line and grab the ball. Mattila throws, but it's already out before it reaches the centre line. And it's going to be a throw hit for Inversport Ukraine into the final 35 seconds of this first half. It's been a really entertaining first half for sure. Tiamaki. This is one on the court.
Very close to a high ball.
Oh, it's really close. We haven't had a penalty yet. That's a ball over, so back to Aisti. Tiamaki goes again. Can't find that gap, that pocket between the right winger in the centre. Here's the response from Tishanenko down the near side. Tiamaki diving to his right, saves. Into the final 8 seconds then. Should be the final throw of this first half.
Yeah, 1 second remaining, so no more throws.
And there we go. It concludes the first half then between Aisti Sports and Inversport Ukraine, and it's been a really entertaining first half, Florian, between these two sides. In the first sort of couple of minutes, just trying to feel each other out and make sure they get themselves into the game. But after that, it was a really entertaining opening 12 minutes.
Yeah, very, and especially the defense is very solid in both teams. I think in the offense they can play with the tempo a little bit more. I think they have had a few quick returns, but I think the general pace in the throws could be a little bit higher in some periods of the game. But the defense is very, very solid. So I think that they don't want to risk too much either.
So if you're just joining us this morning, it's around about just over 9 o'clock this morning, 9:20 local time here in Espoo in Finland, and wherever you are in the world, welcome along. We've got 25 fantastic games of goalball to come over the next 3 days. This is our first of those 25. We have 10 games today, 10 games tomorrow, and then on Sunday we'll have the 9th, 10th placement game and the 4 qualification games for those final stage spots in Vilnius in Lithuania, which will take place between the 28th of June to the 2nd of July. This is the North Division with 10 teams competing, and our first game comes from Pool A, Aisti Sport and Invasport Ukraine. Our 2 referees, Yanni Ahokas and Tiago Oliveira, just going through all the protocols.
We have a substitution in Ukraine. We have Tsyhanenko leaving the court, and we have Rodion Zhuhalin coming in on the left-hand side. So now Ukraine has their starting 3 players.
Do you think there was a particular reason why Rodion Zhuhalin didn't start the game? Was it, is any just giving him the chance to have second half to really go at it, maybe?
Could be that they just want to fill out the tempo, and that they because I know you can see that Tsyhanenko has a very, very high level also, so they don't risk or gamble as much with bringing him in. But now when they put him on the court now, Zhuhalin, I think they have a very good offense now, even better. But I think that also could be a way for the Ukrainian coach to close the gap that I was talking about earlier between him and the center Toporkov.
Halftime score, Parasport 2, Parasport 3. Ukraine starts the ball. White please, center.
So our referee just confirming the substitution for Invasport, and Invasport will get us underway in the second half. Zhuhalin with the first throw, and already means business in his first throw, putting the pressure on Maki. Maki will respond. Finland international goes cross court, and it's saved by Onnik, and he will respond down that far right side, looking for that pocket between the left winger and the centre. Tila with that throw, 2 goals in the first half. It was a strong start to the tournament for Matila. Here comes Zhuhalin, goes just to the right of Toporkov and goes down the centre. Oh, it's just deflected high by Zhuhalin. Pace on that one.
Yeah, and Zhuhalin wasn't back on his spot because he couldn't find the 3-meter line, so he was in front of the 3-meter line and blocked that cross course just on the right-hand side.
Now straight out. Already seeing that Zhuhalin is with his throws. There's a long ball and our first penalty of this tournament, and it's a chance now for Invasport Ukraine to open up a 2-point advantage for the first time in this game. Matila will face up to the penalty, and here is Zhuhalin coming on at the start of this second half and scores, no mistake.
A very solid and aggressive penalty there. Just on the left-hand side throws cross court, and Matila goes on the wrong way.
Time out.
And there will be just a timeout because the scoreboard has been changed as of yet. I'm sure Invasport would like to have that 4 up on the board. There it is. Confirmation of Aisti Sport 2, Invasport Ukraine 4. So we're 11 minutes to go in the second half. Aisti respond, you feel that they will need to get the next goal, otherwise Inversport could just start to pull away here. Haaland already making the difference in the second half.
Yeah, but considering how good in the defense Ukraine is, you need to have some of the easier goals to be able to keep up with them. Otherwise, they just run away with it, and you keep making mistakes in the offense. So
Time out here, just
court repair.
yeah, we will see probably a lot of this throughout the next couple of days. The use of orange tape, of course, it's tactile. They have string in the it's normal string, isn't it, in the
Yeah,
in the
underneath
tape?
the tape,
Yeah, just so players can orientate themselves around the court. It's orange tape that's just being applied by our Finnish referee, Hokas. So just a reminder then, this is our first game of 10 today. Next up, we have Kanitsa against Napaya. That'll be coming up next, also from Pool A. So our opening two matches coming from Group A this morning. RGC Hansa then will take on Fen Tigers. And that'll be our first Pool B action. That game getting underway at 11:10. Well, it seems that we're all okay, ready to continue. 10 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock. Rodion Zahalin just stands to the left of centre, throws down the middle, and it's saved over the line. It's causing problems.
Yeah, it passes the center Honkanen and just blocked by the feet of Jarno Mattila and over the bar.
Tuomaki. Almost this side of the court. This is one, and it almost just skims the left post as it goes by Zahalin. We have two team benches, and the referees table are also just directly below us, so we've got all the action down here. Alexei Aitola, the staff member for Aisti, just standing in his area, watching on, taking it all in. Tila, saved by the feet of Topolkov. Now, response, bouncing off the ball, just lands into the midriff of Honkanen. Hands over to his teammate to his right. Tuomaki. Find a gap, no, Topolkov as well, and it's going to be a ball over.
But that's a good throw to throw on his feet, because and especially if you have that type of bounce, it's difficult to time always the feet to the ball.
Tila, wide of the near post. Zahalin standing in the centre of his goal, throws himself forward and fires it at Tuomaki. Gets his body behind the ball. Tuomaki obstacles just to the left of Honkanen and throws down the centre. Topolkov is there. It's a block. And just tipped wide, just by Tuomaki. It takes Honkanen and Tuomaki, combination of the two players, just to push that ball wide. Close was nearly a fifth for Inversport. Aisti Sport, a hit back straight away. That's amazing. Just in a matter of seconds, Inversport nearly a 5-2 lead. And now it's just one goal between the two teams. And those are just the fine margins of goalball.
Yeah, most definitely. And you have Jarno Mattila, who came from the left-hand side to the right-hand side, threw a bounce ball straight down the line, down by the post of the left-hand side of Ukraine.
Topolkov now with the throw. Goes that to the left side, saved by the legs of Mattila. He'll throw from that far left side, goes down the centre. Topokov is there, saves with the kneecaps and throws to his teammate to his right on the far side of the court. Goes down the middle, and then he's blocked by Honkanen. He just slides on the surface to reclaim the ball, throws it back to the goal line. Matila throws down that far side of the court, it's tipped up into the air, rolls back to the goal line, and it just saves the line. It's a quick response by Olnik.
They are really pushing the bounces now, a lot higher bounces now with a lot more frontward spin.
Tumaki goes towards that far right side of the court. Zahalin now with that response goes towards Siamaki and it just saves it with the legs, although I think Honkanen just got a slight touch as well. It's a goal here for Siamaki and Aisti.
A very beautiful shot from Marcus. He went into the court from the right hand side about 1.5 meter and threw out to the post and just inside the post there.
So in the space of roughly 2 minutes, Invesport nearly going by 5 goals to 2, find themselves level at 4-4, and just to avoid that 10-second penalty, Matila just throws the ball out of play, so it's going to be a ball over back to Invesport. Zahalin now standing to the right of his centre partner Topokov, and Zahalin throws towards Matila. Matila gets his body behind it. With a 360-degree throw, trying to get every ounce of power behind it, but can't get around Topokov as he just tries to retrieve the ball and throws the ball out of court to avoid that 10-second penalty. So just under 7 minutes remaining of this second half. It's 4-4.
Really pushing the offense now, Ukraine. So if Aisti can keep up the defense that they have now, I think Ukraine could get a penalty soon.
And it's a game so far, it feels of fine margins, and if a team would concede a penalty, it could be really crucial in determining who will win this first game of the Super European Goalball Champions League. Zahalin now with a bouncing effort that just defeats Tiamaki.
We have 6 minutes 20 seconds remaining of the second half, and we have 4 goals for Aisti and 4 goals for Invesport.
Timeout has been called from Aisti just to get a bit of words out to its players, but both sides. I mean, what do you think the coaches will be saying at Florim from starting with Invesport? Of course, with that 4-2 advantage, now finding yourself 4-4, is it just a case of not getting frustrated?
Yeah, exactly. Just to keep the patience in the offense, but also perhaps go back more to the offense they had in the first half when they threw the throws close to the center, when they went around the center and threw back to Honkanen. I think that was a very good recipe for them. So that's what I would outline for Ukraine. And for Aisti, just keep doing what they're doing now. They're playing really well.
There is Matila in that first throw down the centre. Topokov gets his body behind it. His response, Honkanen is there to puts his body on the line. It's the final quarter of the game, and it's an awkward effort that's just saved and lands into the hands of Topokov as he just hands the ball to his partner. Saved by Honkanen. He's doing a lot of work, is the centre, Mika Honkanen for Aisti. And there's Matila, who's had a really good first game this morning.
court repair.
Yeah, we've had, I think this is the third already this morning.
The previous shot from Marcus was a really good bounce ball from the right-hand side cross court. It actually went underneath the arms of the center Toprakov, saved behind by the feet of Olinek. I think that could be something they should push a little bit more.
So 5 minutes 20 seconds to go in this second half. And saved down to the right by Tiamaki. And he will respond from Aisti Sport, trying to summon every ounce of energy he has. No substitutions so far for Aisti Sports. That's another save from Tiamaki.
One, please. Wait.
Hockenin now with the throw this time, goes towards that far right side of the court. Olnik shuffles towards the centre of his goal and goes towards this near side, and Tiamaki gets his body behind it. Zila with another cross-court effort. That's Zahani just pushes away. An awkward effort that spins and fizzes off the court. That was a tricky one to read. Matila responds, bobbles up into the air towards the far side of the court. Just get a sense from both teams that they are just starting to up the ante, and it's a goal for Inversport. They retake the lead. And you just had that sense in the last couple of throws from both teams that a goal was coming and just weren't too sure which way it was going to go.
Yeah, and it's Olenek who goes from the right hand side into the court and throws back to the post of Jan Mattila. And a quick reply there from Aisti. It's Marcus who throws the cross court from the right hand side to the left hand side. Olenek is very quick into cover behind the center and opens up the gap on his post.
Well, just a scintillating passage of play in the last minutes or so, and 2 goals in the space of a matter of throws. And we are back to 5-all.
Timeout, Inversport Ukraine.
And a timeout has been called for Inversport Ukraine, their first timeout of the game, with 3 minutes and 46 seconds to go. Just when they thought that Inversport were just maybe going to push on maybe a little bit, they've been dragged back again by Aisti. 2 really good sides with good players going toe-to-toe so far in this opening match of the Super European Goalball League, Champions League North Division.
Yeah, it's less than 4 minutes now to have a winner in this game, and it's, as it seems like now, it's all for grabs.
So we're going to restart with Inversport Ukraine. Zahalin now goes towards his near side, and it's saved. Tiamaki just lets out a little screech as he pushes the ball past the post, and he responds towards Zahalin. Zahalin now, and tries to get through Honkanen and Tiamaki, but can't, and Matila instead has come over from that far side towards the near side, goes towards Zahalin, it goes wide of the near post. Matila really almost targeting that near side.
Yeah. Olenek picks up the ball on the left hand side, goes back to the right hand side, throws cross court, saved by the feet of Honkanen.
Tiamaki now tries to get a bit of bounce to that throw, but it's smothered by Olnik on that far right side. He goes towards the centre, towards Honkanen, and he puts his body on the line. Just under 3 minutes now remaining in this second half. It's 5-all. And what a great start it has been to this tournament here in Espoo.
Zahalin from center now.
centre and the winger. Can only find it, goes towards this near corner this time, and it's saved. The timeout has been called by Aisti, 2 minutes and 19 seconds. This is
it's a very wise timeout to take from Aisti now, and it's actually Honkanen who took the timeout instead of the coach. And you can see that Aisti had the three throws in a row that was out of bounds, which gave Parasport a little bit more time with the ball in the offense, and they started to create a momentum. So that was a very good timeout there. Honkanen just to bring down the tempo a little bit and gain back the momentum.
so 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in this second half. Aisti Sport to throw after the timeout. Potential just chance here to reset. Team going for this near corner, save as a hard, and that's a bit better from Aisti Sport this time around. He gets his body behind the ball into the final 2 minutes then. Matila now looking towards Harlan. He saves that one, the half-time substitute. Who's made a good impact in this second half. Harlan, can he find a way through? Not this time. Honkanen once again. He really is doing a lot of work in the centre for Aisti. Topokov saves that one. 90 seconds to go. And it takes two of them to get the body behind the ball, but stop it going over the line. Matila just takes a second to pause, leans on the post, and throws towards the centre. Topokov just kicks the ball away, but scarpers up the court to fetch the ball and gives it back to Olnik. Throws down the centre, and a long ball given against Olnik, and this could be really crucial here. Just over a minute remaining, and it's a chance for Aisti Sport to have a 1-goal advantage going into the final minute of the game. It's going to be Matila. He's had a really good first game of this tournament. Can he add another goal to his tally? It's saved, and it's an important save by Olnik. They get away with it.
Yeah, they do, and it was a poor penalty. He from the left-hand side, he threw just straight into the middle there. Olnik was sitting just in front of the 3-meter line. So
now can Parasport make them pay? Tunaki now throw. Topokov saves, and a timeout has been called by the coach, Dubrovin.
it definitely looks a little bit more desperation from Parasport than Aisti. I think Parasport thought that this would be an easier game than it has been, and I think Honkanen and Matila has played really well in Aisti Sport there, and that's what have kept them in the game so far. And also the defense from Marcus has also been really solid. So 49 seconds remaining now. We'll see if they have a card up their sleeves.
Here's the one final twist going into the final few seconds then of this opening game. Zaharlin, can someone win it for their side? Zaharlin goes towards the mid corner. Tunaki saves, and it's going to be another timeout called from Aisti Sport this time.
That's their last timeout. They have it because that's their fourth. And perhaps a little bit too soon to take this timeout, considering they just had a timeout.
Yeah, you often get teams taking timeouts with seconds to go, especially if you obviously with that 1-goal advantage. If you do that, just to give you a chance to get some words out to your players.
Exactly, and especially if Parasport would have gotten a goal now in the remaining 43.
Parasport.
No.
Sorry, Ukraine. It was Ukraine. 2 timeouts. We have a 2-time this half-time and 1 first half-time.
No. It's a
Number 7 to defense.
mistake. It's actually a table mistake because the Aisti took 1 timeout in the first half and 3 in this time. In this half. 43 seconds remaining.
And all this has resulted in a chance for Sport with a penalty to go one up with just under 40 seconds remaining, and it's a save from Matila, and it still remains at 5-5. 2 penalties have been missed.
Yeah. But the game watch was running, which it's not supposed to. So they have to.
5 seconds and then start. I can tell you.
And the referee saying 5 seconds, but actually that's also a mistake because the time was 42. So it's 8 seconds has gone on the clock.
Well, it's all happening in this,
Yeah.
this final minute. Lots of drama.
Everyone needs to warm up.
Now here we go. Back to the action. Just over 30 seconds remaining. Harlan now leading the way through. Oh, it's just a scramble off the line, but it is saved, and Aisti now will respond. 20 seconds to go. Tiamaki can't get past Topokov.
15 seconds remaining now. We got one more throw from each team.
Oh, and it's saved by Tiamaki, and now this will be the final bit of action. Final seconds, it's wide, and that brings a close to our first game in the Super European Goalball League Champions League Division North, and it is all square at the end of the game. It finishes Aisti Sport 5, Sport Ukraine 5, in what was a very exciting opening game of the tournament. Who do you think will take the positives? Which team do you feel will feel the better after that opening game, Florian, for you?
I think if beforehand Aisti was known that they were getting 1 point in this game, I think they would be more happy. But considering how the game played out, I think they are more frustrated that they didn't get 3 points. But I think after a couple of hours now, they will be very pleased to get a point here. And I think Ukraine has the feeling that they lost 2 points instead of gaining 1.
So these 2 teams will be back in action once again today. Aisti Sport will take on Birmingham. That'll be at 1:40 local time, and Sport Ukraine will take on Chemnitsa at 10:04 local time. But there we go. That's our first game of the Super European Goalball League Champions League North Division. We are up and running here in Espoo. It's our first game of 25. Game 2 is between Chemnitsa and Napaya, which will be at 10:05. Join us then for live coverage of the Super European Goalball League Champions